Hey, English learners. Welcome back to MindSpeak English, your cozy place to practice real English through real conversations and real life.
Yes, if you are new here, hello and welcome. We are so happy you found us. And if you have been with us before, welcome back. You are part of the family now.
I'm Joseph.
And I'm Lisa. And today we have a topic that comes up every single week without fail for almost every English learner in the world.
Every single week.
What are you doing this weekend?
3 words, 5 words, however you count it, that question is everywhere.
At work, at school, in a chat, with a neighbor, before a meeting starts and everyone is pretending to be busy but actually just waiting.
Yes, that moment when someone looks at you and goes, "So, any plans for the weekend?" And your brain says, "Nothing." Absolute silence.
And then you say something like, just relaxing.
Just relaxing. The official escape answer.
It works, but it doesn't really say anything about you, does it?
It says, "I exist. I will rest. Goodbye."
Which is honest, honestly. But today, we want to give you something better. We want to help you talk about your weekend plans in English in a way that feels natural, warm, and real, not like you're reading from a textbook.
Because talking about the weekend is not just small talk. It's a window into who you are. Are you the person who plans everything on Sunday morning, or the person who decides what to do at 11 p.m. on Friday?
I feel personally seen right now.
I know exactly which one you are, Lisa.
We'll get to that. But first, a quick note for our learners. This episode is B1 level, so the English is clear, natural, and close to how people really speak. If you miss a word here and there, that is completely okay.
Just stay with us. Let the conversation move through you. Your brain is picking up more than you think.
Exactly. And near the end of the episode, we have our word tour segment, where we slow everything down and explain the most useful words and phrases from today in a simple, friendly way.
So you don't just hear new words, you really learn them.
And before we jump in, a small favor. If MindSpeak English is helping your English, please like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and share it with one friend who is also learning. It really does make a difference.
Now, question for the comments. Are you a planner or a let's see what happens kind of person when it comes to weekends? Write it down. We really do read them.
Okay, let's talk about weekends.
So, Lisa, I want to start with something honest.
Oh no, Honest Joseph is either very funny or slightly dangerous.
A little of both, maybe. But here's the thing. I think for a lot of people, the weekend is this big promise the whole week makes. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you keep thinking, just wait for the weekend. Then I'll rest. Then I'll do the things I want to do.
And then Friday night arrives and you're so tired you can barely choose what to eat for dinner.
Exactly. And suddenly the weekend that was going to be amazing is now you lying on the sofa thinking, should I move? Probably not.
I think that's the most relatable sentence ever said on this podcast.
And the funny thing is, then someone asks on Monday, "So, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun?" And you have to think very hard.
Because technically you did rest, and rest is important. But try explaining that in English without sounding like you did absolutely nothing with your life.
I watched 4 episodes of something and fell asleep on my couch. That is a complete weekend, honestly.
A very complete weekend. But for today, let's talk about both sides, the planned weekend and the spontaneous weekend, because English learners need vocabulary for both.
Great idea. Let's start with the planned weekend. Lisa, are you a planner?
Okay, yes, I am a planner. I cannot help it. By Thursday night, I already have a rough idea of what I want to do over the weekend.
A rough idea, meaning not a perfect plan, but a general direction.
Exactly. A rough idea means it's not detailed, not fixed, but there's a shape to it. So for example, this coming weekend, I have a rough plan.
Tell us.
Saturday morning, I want to go to the farmer's market near my neighborhood. I love going there. It's not far, it's outside, and there's always something new. Fresh bread, some local vegetables, maybe flowers if I'm feeling fancy.
Very fancy, very Lisa.
And then, Saturday afternoon, I was thinking about meeting a friend for coffee. We haven't caught up in a while.
Caught up, that's a useful phrase. What does it mean exactly?
So when you catch up with someone, it means you spend time together to share news, talk about what's been happening, reconnect after some time apart. You might say, we haven't seen each other in a month, so we need to catch up.
Right, and it's different from just meeting. Catching up feels warmer, more personal.
Exactly. And then Sunday, I want to keep it slow. Maybe cook something at home, maybe go for a walk, something low-key.
Low-key, another great word. Calm, quiet, relaxed. Not a big event.
Right. My Sunday is almost always low-key on purpose. It's my recovery day.
Recovery day, meaning you're recovering from the week, right? Getting your energy back before Monday arrives.
Yes, and honestly, protecting that Sunday calm is very important to me. I get very protective of my Sunday energy.
Like, do not invite me to a Sunday barbecue that starts at noon and somehow lasts until 9 at night.
Exactly. I will be friendly, but I will be looking at the clock the whole time.
That face, we all know that face.
Okay, Joseph, your turn. Are you a planner or not?
Absolutely not. I am what I like to call an open weekend person.
Explain.
An open weekend means I don't make many plans in advance. I keep it open. I wait to see how I feel on Saturday morning and go from there.
Which sounds very free and flexible.
It does sound very free, and sometimes it is great. Like last weekend, on a whim, I just decided to drive to a town I had never visited. No plan, no research, just went.
On a whim, meaning you decided suddenly, without planning, just because you felt like it in that moment.
Exactly, and it was wonderful. I walked around, tried some local food, sat by a small river for a while. It felt like a real adventure.
That does sound lovely.
But, and here's the honest part, sometimes the open weekend becomes, well, nothing.
The nothing weekend.
Yes, I wake up Saturday, I think, I'll figure something out. And then suddenly it's Sunday evening and I'm thinking, what did I do with these 2 days?
I know that feeling, even though I'm a planner. If my plan falls through.
Falls through meaning your plan doesn't happen. Something goes wrong or changes and the plan doesn't work out.
Right. If my plan falls through, I completely lose direction. At least you're used to having no plan. I suddenly don't know what to do with myself.
So both systems have weaknesses.
Both systems have weaknesses. That is very true.
English learners, here's a question for you. Think about your typical weekend. Do you usually have a plan, or do you see how you feel?
You can think in your head, on weekends, I usually, and finish that sentence. Maybe you say, I usually visit my family, or I usually sleep late and then figure it out, or I usually work in the morning and relax in the afternoon.
There's no wrong answer. We just want you to find your sentence, the one that's actually true for you.
Okay, so we talked about planning and not planning, but let's get into the actual vocabulary now, because when someone asks, what are your plans for the weekend, you need more than just, I'll relax.
Right. Let's think about common weekend activities and how to talk about them naturally.
So let's say someone asks you, any plans this weekend? What are some real ways to answer?
Let me try a few. You could say, nothing too exciting, I'm just going to take it easy. Take it easy means relax, not do anything too demanding.
Nice. Or you could say, I'm thinking of, which is softer and more natural than I will. I'm thinking of going to the market, or I'm thinking of seeing my sister.
Thinking of. It shows it's a plan, but not completely fixed. It has that natural uncertainty real life has.
Exactly. And then there's I might. Even less fixed. I might go to the gym. I might try that new restaurant downtown.
Might is so useful. It means it's possible, but not certain. I might is the phrase of the honest person who doesn't want to commit too hard.
That's a very specific description, but completely accurate. And then I'm planning to. This one is more decided. I'm planning to visit my parents. More deliberate, more sure.
Great, so you have a nice range. I might, I'm thinking of, I'm planning to. From maybe all the way to yes, this is happening.
And then there's I haven't decided yet, which is also a complete, honest answer. I haven't decided yet, but I'd love to get outside if the weather is nice.
That sounds like a real person talking, not a textbook.
And that's the goal.
Lisa, let me ask you something. When you make weekend plans, do you ever feel pressure to make them sound interesting?
Yes, a little. Especially when someone asks at work and you can tell they had a very exciting weekend and now they're waiting for your answer.
And you panic slightly.
I panic slightly because my weekend might have been perfectly happy for me. I went for a walk, I cooked a soup, I read my book. But suddenly I'm wondering if that sounds boring.
But it's not boring.
It's not boring. It was exactly what I needed. But language can make it sound flat if you just say, I cooked soup and read.
Right, but if you say, I made this big pot of soup from scratch. It took a while, but it smelled amazing. And I spent the evening reading, which I hadn't done in weeks. Suddenly it sounds like a rich, full day.
From scratch, meaning you made it yourself from the beginning without using pre-made ingredients.
And I hadn't done it in weeks. That past perfect gives the moment context. It tells us why it mattered.
The details make it real. A small detail changes everything.
English learners, here's a challenge for you. Think of something you did last weekend. Something simple. Now, try adding one small detail to it. Not, I watched a film, but I watched this film I'd been meaning to see for months, and I finally made the time.
That one sentence tells a whole story.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about something that happens a lot with weekend plans. Things not going as expected.
Oh yes, this is very relatable.
Because sometimes you have a great plan, you're looking forward to it all week, and then something gets in the way.
The weather changes, someone cancels, you wake up and you're just not feeling it.
Not feeling it, meaning you don't have the energy or motivation for something you originally wanted to do.
Very useful phrase. I had plans to go hiking, but I woke up and I just wasn't feeling it.
Or the classic situation, you make plans with a friend and then they bail on you at the last minute.
Bail on someone. That's when someone cancels on you suddenly, often at the last moment, leaving you without a plan.
And you feel a mix of things, a little disappointed, a little free, a little unsure what to do now.
Yes, like I'm upset you canceled, but also now I can wear my pajamas all day and nobody will know.
Exactly. It's bittersweet.
And then you have the opposite, when you didn't plan anything and something great just happens by surprise.
I love those weekends. You're going to the supermarket and you run into an old friend. You end up having a coffee together for 2 hours. You come home feeling so much better than when you left.
Those unplanned moments are sometimes the best parts of the weekend.
They really are. And they're very hard to talk about in advance because they weren't in the plan, but they're wonderful to talk about after.
Which brings us to the Monday morning question, how was your weekend? And now you have the words to actually answer it.
Before our word tour, I want to ask you one more thing, Joseph. What is your idea of a perfect weekend? Not realistic, just ideal.
Oh, okay. Perfect weekend. Let me think. Friday night, no social obligations. Just dinner at home, something good, no screens.
I like this already.
Saturday morning, slow. Coffee before anything else, no alarm, maybe a long walk somewhere green. Not a hike, just space, air, quiet.
Trees.
Trees, exactly. And then Saturday afternoon, something with my hands. I've been wanting to get into woodworking, actually.
Woodworking, really?
I know. I've been putting it off for ages, but I like the idea of making something physical, something you can touch at the end of the day and say, I made that.
Putting it off means delaying something you want to do. Keep saying later, later.
Very familiar feeling. And then Saturday evening, something social. Not a big crowd, just a few people, good conversation, good food.
And Sunday?
Sunday is sacred to me, completely calm. Meal prep for the week, some music, maybe a film in the evening, and in bed before 10.
Before 10, very responsible.
Future Joseph thanks present Joseph every Monday morning.
That is such a good way to think about it. Okay, my perfect weekend, Friday night is also quiet. I'm very on board with that. But Saturday, I'd love to spend the whole morning at a bookshop.
Ah, that's very you.
Just browsing, no pressure to buy anything. Just wandering between the shelves, reading the first pages of things, finding something unexpected.
Browsing, looking around casually without a specific goal, just exploring.
And then maybe a long lunch somewhere outside if the weather is nice. Something that stretches, where the food comes slowly and you're not in a hurry.
A meal that isn't rushed. Those are rare and wonderful.
And Sunday, same as you. Calm, slow, protected. Maybe a call with family in the evening. And then I'm ready for the week.
See, that's the interesting thing. Even with very different personalities, you, the planner, me, the spontaneous one, our ideal Sundays are almost identical.
Because at the end of the day, everyone needs a moment of quiet before the week starts again. That reset is universal.
That is a beautiful observation. And also, English learners, you now have so much vocabulary for this topic. Let's bring it all together in our word tour.
All right, it's time for our word tour, the part where we take the most useful words and phrases from today and explain them clearly, one by one.
Relax, listen slowly, and choose one or two that feel useful for your life.
First phrase, a rough plan.
A rough plan means a general idea of what you want to do. Not detailed, not fixed, but there's a shape to it. For example, I have a rough plan for Saturday. I'm thinking of going to the market and maybe meeting a friend.
Or, we don't have a rough plan yet for the holiday. We'll figure it out closer to the time. Repeat with us. A rough plan.
A rough plan.
Good. Next phrase, catch up with someone.
To catch up with someone means to spend time with them after a period apart, to share news and reconnect. For example, I'm going to catch up with my cousin this weekend. We haven't seen each other in 2 months.
Or, we really need to catch up. So much has happened since we last talked. Repeat, catch up.
Catch up.
Nice. Next one, low-key.
Low-key means calm, quiet, relaxed, not a big event or a loud situation. For example, my weekend was pretty low-key. I stayed home and watched films. Or, let's do something low-key tonight. I don't have a lot of energy.
Repeat, low-key.
Low-key.
Next one, on a whim.
When you do something on a whim, you decide suddenly in the moment without planning. For example, on a whim, I drove to the coast this Saturday. I didn't plan it, I just felt like going.
Or, she bought the painting on a whim. She walked past the shop, saw it in the window, and loved it. Repeat, on a whim.
On a whim.
Good. Next, a plan falls through.
When a plan falls through, it means it doesn't happen. Something changes and the plan doesn't work out. For example, our trip fell through because of the weather. Or, I had plans to go climbing, but they fell through. My friend got sick.
Repeat, falls through.
Falls through.
Next, from scratch.
If you do something from scratch, you do it from the very beginning, without any shortcuts or pre-made help. For example, I made the cake from scratch, flour, eggs, everything. Or, he built his business from scratch with almost no money.
Repeat, from scratch.
From scratch.
Next phrase, not feeling it.
When you're not feeling something, you don't have the energy or desire for it, even if you planned to do it. For example, I was going to go to the gym this morning, but I just wasn't feeling it. Or, I thought I wanted to go out, but honestly, I'm not really feeling it tonight.
Repeat, not feeling it.
Not feeling it.
Next, bail on someone.
To bail on someone means to cancel on them suddenly, usually at the last minute, leaving them without a plan. For example, my friend bailed on me the night before our trip. I was so disappointed. Or, don't bail on me. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Repeat, bail on someone.
Bail on someone.
Next, put something off.
To put something off means to delay doing it. You keep saying later instead of doing it now. For example, I've been putting off going to the dentist for months. Or, don't put it off. If you want to start the course, just start.
Repeat, put something off.
Put something off.
And our last word for today, browse or browsing.
To browse means to look around casually without a specific goal, just exploring. For example, I spent the morning browsing at the bookshop. Or, I was just browsing online and I found this amazing video. Repeat, browsing.
Browsing.
Great. That is your word tour for today. 10 phrases, all from one real conversation about weekends.
And you know what? You can use every single one of these this week. On Monday, when someone asks, "How was your weekend?" you have real language to answer with. You can say what you actually did, how you felt, what fell through, what happened on a whim.
Your weekend story is not boring. It just needs the right words.
And now you have them.
So, here is your challenge for the comments. Tell us, what are your plans for this coming weekend? Or, if the weekend has already passed, what did you do? Try to use at least one phrase from the word tour.
Maybe, "My weekend plans are pretty low-key," or "I'm thinking of catching up with a friend," or "Honestly, I have no plans. I'm going to see what happens on a whim."
We will read your comments. We always do.
And if this episode helped your English today, please tap like, subscribe to MindSpeak English, and share it with someone who is also on their English learning journey.
Every share helps another learner find us, and that matters a lot to us.
It really does. Thank you for spending this time with us.
Take care of your English and go have a wonderful weekend.
Whatever kind of weekend that means for you.
This is Joseph,
And this is Lisa.
and you've been listening to MindSpeak English.
See you in the next episode. Bye.